or something. Who knows?
Not
All
that I'm aware of.
right. All right. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Around 30 Minutes. This is where we get to do a little interview process and get to know people out there in the fandom and everything. Get, a little personal, not too personal, but, get to know people. And once again, as always, I have a special guest today. I got Josh from SLB Vlog Reviews. How are you doing today?
I'm good,
And
man. You said it right.
good. And for everybody to know, what does SLB stand for?
It is a nickname that my sisters gave me. It stands for Stupid Little Brother.
Okay, that is what I did not know that's what it stood for.
I
Hmm.
love that nickname so much, I got it tattooed on my wrist.
Oh, that's cool. That's very
Yeah.
nice. Family, family, family.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. Cool, cool beans. So, what and I asked how you're doing. That's good and everything. And I thank
Yep.
you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know we've been trying to get this going on for a little while, but
Oh,
oh,
don't worry about it, man. I've been mustering up the courage to ask you.
oh you ain't no hot courage. Come on now. I'm small potatoes, man. It's good.
If
And I
you're
got
small
some.
potatoes, I'm a gherkin.
I love gherkins. But they're really sweet pickles.
Yeah.
So and I got to see you at last year at the at TFCon. Are you going to TFCon this year?
If my wife lets me,
Okay, that's
we have
important.
an agreement that if we win the lottery, she'll let me go.
Oh,
So
so you're not gonna get to go, are you?
I'm cross my fingers crossed, man.
Oh man, that's sad. That's sad. Oh well, I hope you win.
Yeah.
I really would like for you to win, so you come out there and it'd be pretty cool to rest in some
Oh yeah,
prayers.
it'd be great to win. That way I can buy everything.
Exactly, exactly. Cool. All right. So first question I always ask is, what do you collect?
If you can see behind me, I collect Transformers, Hasbro third party, SH Figure Arts. I've
Okay.
been starting to get into those, the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. I do have some Common Rider stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it, but well, you can see some of it. Comic books and all
Yeah.
that, pop figures, a whole bunch of just weird stuff. I've been getting into the Marvel trading card game, not playing, just collecting.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you really just collecting all certain little things and all that good stuff and everything.
Yeah, I like to consider myself, I don't know a lot about one thing. I know a
Mhm.
little about a lot of things.
Oh, gotcha. Very nice. Now, does your wife collect?
She does.
Oh,
She is
okay.
really into Star Trek. So she has a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
vintage Star Trek stuff. She has pop figures as well. She
Nice.
loves dragons, so she has a lot of dragon statues and stuff and everything like that. She loves
Okay.
the How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
she has a lot of little figurines from there. That's the little like $2 to $3 ones you get like Target or Walmart or
Yeah.
something like that. So
Okay. Very nice. Now, did she collect before y'all got married, or she get collecting because you collected?
she collected once I started because I started going to conventions and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and she came with me a couple times, and so we have a 3 bedroom house, and I have my little geek room full of my collections, and
Right.
the other room is for her and her stuff. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's awesome. That's so
yeah,
cool. I'll try to get my wife. When we go to like Books a Million or something or anything like that, I
hmm
always want her. I always say, we should start collecting pops, but she just doesn't. She don't care for that kind of thing. So.
it pop figures. I'm trying to convince myself that it's not the next Beanie Baby. Uh, you remember those
Yeah.
things?
Oh yeah, no, that was a
Yeah.
big hit in the '90s. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, it's essentially the same thing. Like every
yeah,
franchise has a pop figure. They're super cheap. I mean, they're like
yeah,
$10,
yeah. Eight to
and
ten
they're
bucks usually.
every convention you go to, everybody is always selling them.
Oh, they are. Yeah,
So,
stores have them
oh
everywhere.
yeah.
Walmart, Target. Target's getting them big now. I mean, it's just
hmm
like it's just tons. I mean, wherever like you said, every line has a pop for it and
Oh
everything.
yeah. Even like sports. I mean, just
Mm-hmm.
weird
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah, and Sunday Heat, he's a Trekkie too, so that's cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Trekkies out there. All right. But yeah, the pop thing. I wonder if it is going to be. I mean, how long has pop's been around for a while? I mean, it's been big, for the last couple of years, but Beanie
Um,
Babies has been big too.
pop figures have been around for a while, from what I know. when they first came out, it wasn't really that popular because they just first started coming. They didn't have a lot of franchises under their belt.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as people like started collecting, everybody and their uncle has one. I mean, I've given some to my mother. My mom has a little beagle dog one. I mean, I gave a few to my sister, you know.
Yeah. Very nice. And they got chase ones now, and they got expensive ones now. It's just
yeah.
It's anyways. All right. Cool. So why is it that you collect? Have you always collected as like a, I'd say that as a child, but we didn't really collect as a child. Have you collected when you was a teenager or you're adult, or when did you get into collecting, and why did you collect?
I actually had this question. I did a 2-year Q&A on my YouTube channel, and this was literally the last question on that, and I kind of left it on the cliffhanger. So I guess I'm going to answer it right now. I've never answered this question before. So I was in a thrash metal band for 2.5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did not end well. They wound up owing me money. I haven't talked to them since. It's been about 10 years since I've been in the band. But, like even as a kid, a teenager struggling to find yourself, I guess, if you want, I never really fit in with certain crowds, never with the jocks or, the preppy people or whatever, cliques you had in high school. And I've always gone to comic book stores as a kid, read them here and there, collected toys as a kid. And then after the whole band situation, I was just like lost and couldn't really, like, again, looking for a place that I belonged. And during the time I was in the band, I started getting back into comic books.
Oh, nice.
That's around, mid 2000s, I want to say. So we're talking like House of M, right when Brian Michael Bendis was starting his run on Marvel, and right around when Blackest Night came out for DC, I just started getting back into comics and everything like that. And it started out as comics. And then, you go to the comic book store and you see all these toys everywhere.
Yeah.
And they had these little 3 3/4 Marvel Universe figures. And I'm like, oh, those are kind of cool, and I started picking those up. And around that same time, I started getting back into Transformers. And I never collected Transformers. I always saw them in the stores, but never, pulled the trigger on them. That's when Generations line started coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And then just kind of always saw them and looked at them and wondered, what they were. And it wasn't up until like 2014 where I picked up my first Masterpiece figure, which was
there you go.
Sideswipe back there. He was my first MP. That will always be my favorite. He's a great mold. And that just started down the rabbit hole of Transformers and collecting.
Yeah, that's always the MP always gets everybody. That's because it, as a kid, you had the bricks and everything, but then now you have the actually the articulation and the paint, and it just looks like it. Most of them jumped out the TV screen.
I just finished Zeta Toy Superion, Kronos, whatever you want.
I watched that review, and it's very thorough and very, very good one. Very good.
I thank you for watching it, and I try to keep it under 30 minutes because that thing's a beast, and there's so much to get involved in.
Oh yeah.
If you think about it, when you were a kid, and if you had that, the G1 Superion, that's what it felt like holding it in your hand. You felt like this giant robot. Oh, yeah. And now to have that thing the way it is now, I mean, just looking at it on my shelf, it's just like, oh.
It just has a presence.
It is. I mean, I sent it to a friend. I took a picture of it, sent it to a friend of mine. He's like, that thing's too small. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, he was joking, but
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I think it's huge. Yeah, it's very nice. It's one of those when you walk in the room, and you're just like it draws your eyes to it.
That's why it's in the center of the shelf, in the center of my 3 bookcases.
Oh yeah, very nice, cool. All right, so who is your favorite character, and why is he or she your favorite character?
You're gonna have to repeat that. You kind of broke up for a second there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who is your favorite character? And why is he or she your favorite character?
Favorite character and what? Comics? Oh, Transformers.
Anything, any line you want to pick, whatever. Who is your favorite? Like, who is just your go-to character?
Well, for Transformers, I gotta say, Defensor. I don't know why. Oh. I've always had a thing for, like, my dad was the president of the board for the fire district. I work with police officers. I've always, liked police officers. Like my stepbrother who served in the military, he was he was in the medical unit. I don't know what the actual thing is for him, but he was, he's married to a nurse. So it's all of these rescue people.
Right.
And just blue is one of my favorite colors, so that's why I kind of steered towards it.
Okay. That's cool.
Decepticon-wise, Soundwave would be my favorite.
Not a bad choice.
Just because as the 90s, you had the little tapes and everything. And
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So other than Transformers, who's your go-to like Marvel or DC character that you like?
You're asking just the toughest question ever.
Oh, that's not tough. Come on, man.
What does one base your answer on? That was a Mallrats quote.
Yeah.
So Marvel, I gotta say Punisher. I actually have the skull logo tattooed on my leg.
Oh, nice.
Punisher would have to be number one. Number two would have to be Spider-Man, and it's mainly for their values, not their abilities.
Okay, yeah.
Punisher, doing what he does just to right the wrong of the murder of his family and everything, and he's always just been a badass character. Spider-Man, again, looking out for the little guy and just being just who he is and taking the oath of, like, Spider-Man and Punisher are two separate entities. Punisher's willing to go to the limit and kill the people. Spider-Man says, I will never harm anybody. So it's that kind of weird balance that attracts me to both of them.
Nice.
DC, Green Lantern. He's the space cop. Plain and simple. That's all it is, man.
Got so many neat little stuff he can turn into,
it's one of the weirdest things. It's this giant, massive power that he holds in this single ring, and he can be defeated by the color yellow.
It's like, no, not yellow. It's yeah, I get it. Yeah. I'm not a big DC guy. I mean, I went and watched Shazam.
I liked it. It
was fine. I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but it was fine. I liked
it. Better than Justice League.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah. But the DC, I liked Aquaman. I thought Aquaman was really good, and this one was really good. So they're back on the the upward swing. I guess they were with Justice League. It kind of went. That's kind of fell flat, but it's fine. But I'm more of a Marvel guy, so DC.
Yeah. Next week, Endgame.
Is it next week? No, it's 2 weeks.
No, next week.
Oh, next week. Oh yeah. God bless. Oh, Friday. I got tickets for Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning.
I got tickets for Thursday night and Friday during the day.
Nice. I tried Thursday, man, but the seats that were reserved are all bad. I didn't want to sit right up front, so I was like, nah, I'll just wait till Friday morning. So.
I think the last time I saw a movie that close to the screen was one of the Matrix movies. I spent the entire time watching the movie like this.
No, I can't stand that. We actually watched one of the Hunger Games. Me and my wife went to, and I think it was like the second one, and they put us in the front, and we walked out. We just couldn't. It was so bad. It was hurting our eyes and stuff. So yeah. So all right. So let's talk about your channel.
Okay.
How long have you been around, and why did you get into reviewing Transformers, in figures itself?
I want to say I started 2016. Right around that time, I had watched guys like Emgo, Balt Matrix, and Pia do their reviews. I mean, I've been watching these third-party toys since TFC Hercules was the first Transformers review I watched, and that's been almost 10 years now. And I started watching these guys reviewing, and I'm like, I can do that. In high school, I took video classes and took a little bit of audio classes in college, and I have a background in that stuff, and I can edit videos. It's not that big a deal. I've always liked being creative, and since I wasn't in the band anymore and I needed a creative outlet, I figured, why not give this a shot? Okay,
very nice. So how did you go about doing the way you do your reviews? How did you how did you decide that that's what you wanted to do like that?
Well, firstly, I had equipment. I had to figure out what I was going to use.
Okay.
Originally, I wanted to start out as a vlog channel, hence the SLB Vlog. Just camera in front of your face talking about nonsense. But my life's not that interesting.
No.
I have a wife and a dog, and we just stay home and do nothing. So then I was still doing the collecting thing, and I'm like, I can easily put this in front of my face and talk about it and give my opinion. So I started doing that. And when I was looking up equipment, price was a variable. I had to look up something reasonably, obtainable.
Yeah.
And just watching other people's reviews, seeing like what worked for me and my budget, and doing all that nonsense. So I wound up picking up a little GoPro camera.
Okay, nice.
And I used this. I did some footage at conventions, and these things are so nice. They shoot 1080, and they're compact. They're small. They fit literally in your pocket.
Yep.
The battery life isn't that good. They get warm with the stock batteries, but you can always get a third-party one and resolve that issue. So,
right. Cool. All right, that's nice. I didn't. Yeah, the GoPro. I've never used a GoPro, but yeah, they look like I've seen reviews where it looks like they have one, like it's like right on the front of their head or something like that, and it's like, wherever they move and all that stuff. And
that's one of the reasons. Another reason why I picked up the GoPro, because they're so versatile. Because they're mainly used for action cameras, mounting on your skateboard, your surfboard, snowboarding. You can even mount them on your car. There's so many, and like I said, wanted to start the vlog channel, the vlog thing, and this is one of the highly recommended by other. I did 3 months of research on to find out the best camera. Oh yeah. A lot of different people have companies have action cameras. This was the highly recommended one. There's so many accessories. You can wrist strap, chest strap, head strap, backpack. There's a freaking thing for your dog. You can mount this thing on your dog.
I've seen them, yeah.
Oh my god, it's been years since I've used this thing. I still haven't done it yet because I got to convince the wife to let me just put this thing on the dog and just let him chase the ball around or chase a bunny or something.
Yes, you can put that on your show or your channel, man. That way.
Awesome. My dog has actually been on a couple of my videos.
Oh, mine too. I've gotten Gator in on quite a few times, and a lot of people like that. I need to. I've tried to grab him, but when I run out of ideas, I just grab Gator and say, "Let's go in here and let's just do this." He's like, I don't care, whatever. Very nice, cool. All right, so this is the part where I ask about the last stuff. So if you could have one last meal, don't want anything bad to happen to you, as always, what would that last meal be?
My mom made this dish. I don't know what the actual name of it is, but I always call it meat and red sauce. It is literally just chopped up steak in a tomato sauce served over white rice.
Really?
It's like garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, all that stuff. Nothing fancy. Give me that, a salad, and croissants, and that's all I want.
Oh, I love a good croissant, man. Especially with dipping into sauce or anything like gravy or something like that.
Oh yeah,
that's good stuff. Very nice choice.
Make me drool a little bit.
What time is it? Supper time? Yeah, it's about supper time. Cool. Nice. All right. So, are you a cereal guy? And if you are, what's your favorite cereal you like?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay.
That's basically it. I do indulge in like a sweet tooth. Like my wife will get fruit, Lucky Charms. I'll have a bowl of that. But I mainly stick with the Honey Nut Cheerios, mainly for health reasons. Keeping that cholesterol low.
Oh yeah, they're good too. I don't like regular Cheerios. Cheerios is kind of like a box or something, but Honey Nut Cheerios, yeah, that's got some good taste to them. I like those.
You also gotta try the chocolate Cheerios. That stuff is delicious.
I've not had it. Are they really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Try that. I love Cheerios. They're pretty good. All right. So, what is a favorite movie of yours? Like if you're flipping through TV and everything, and you could watch it, like if it starts at the beginning, the middle, or the end, you'll sit there and watch it. What is one of your favorite movies? What's one of your go-to movies?
I'm such a movie nerd. I
know it's hard to.
So let's go animated. Any Disney animated movie. Literally Aladdin, Hercules, Lion King, 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
Any of those. That's what I grew up on. Like I grew up on show tunes, so any musical I could watch.
Nice.
Geez. Superhero wise, Infinity War.
Yeah.
Good Captain America, Civil War, Iron Man, Thor Ragnarok. I mean, all the Marvel movies. If we're talking like hardcore movies, like R rating, Boondock Saints, It'll always have a special place in my heart because me and my wife went to a convention and got our picture taken with Sean Patrick Flannery and Norman Reedus.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights. That's like right when we got together.
Okay, nice.
We went to a convention, and that's one of the things she never experienced was meeting a celebrity. And I'm like, well, these tickets are reasonably, priced, like $100 to get a photo with both of them. You want to do it? She's like, sure. And she was all like, like she couldn't. And I specifically put her next to Norman Reedus because that was her favorite, and she thinks he's so dreamy, whatever. But so yeah, this picture of her is just like all scrunched up like this with his arm around hers, and
she's just like schoolgirl, little schoolgirl.
Oh yeah,
very nice. So, okay, I usually ask what would be the last concert you like, but I've kind of changed up. What was your very first concert you ever went to?
Ted Nugent.
Oh, really? When was that?
Yeah, it was actually at the county fairgrounds.
He's playing fairs now. Yeah,
I was 20 years old. That was my first concert. I was 20.
Really?
I went. Ted Nugent's one of my favorite guitar players. I love him. He's great. One of my favorite songs is "Great White Buffalo." It's a great riff. So I went on this date with this girl. I'm like, hey, you want to go see Ted Nugent? She's like, sure, why not? So we're sitting there, we're watching the concert, and right before the encore, she's like, you want to go to Denny's? And I'm like, no, I want to watch Ted Nugent.
You want to go to I don't know, Denny's got the $5, Grand Slam, man. That's
and kick my butt. But the encore was Great White Buffalo, and I missed it.
Oh, so you left. Oh,
I wanted to leave. I was 20 years old.
Yeah, that's
true.
Why
do you think I left? The girl wanted to do something.
Yeah, that is true. I understand, man. My part, a lot of when I've asked this question, it's been a little late. People have been going to the concert. My first one was, I think I was 12, and I went to see Brittany Fox, Lita Ford, and Poison. It was my first concert I ever went to.
Wow.
And I was young. Yeah, I went at my babysitter, or our babysitter had to take us, because it was my brother also, and he's about 3 years younger than me. Okay. So her and one of her friends took me to Memphis, Tennessee, and we watched it was at the old Pyramid. Or no, I'm sorry, not the Pyramid, but the Mid-South Coliseum. And I got to see it. Poison was always my favorite band. And we got there, and Brittany Fox was playing, and Lita Ford came on after him. Or after them, and then Poison came on, and I've seen them like 13, 14 times, I think now. So.
I was a freshman in high school, still listening to 80s hair metal, so Poison's fine by me. I mean,
and that's weird, because you were in like a thrash band, like a metal. I want to say probably like Slayer and Anthrax, kind of, or a little harder than that, maybe.
More like Megadeth, early Metallica, Judas Priest, stuff like that. I mean, early thrash.
And most people don't really, show respect for, hair metal as far as people listen to that. I hear a lot of bad, some people do, but a lot of, thrasher, metal bands don't consider them as, metal, whatever. They kind of pop rock or something like that.
Well, like I said, man, I grew up on show tunes. So I grew up on like Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera, Little Shop of Horrors, Evita, stuff like that. And that kind of progressed and everything, and my parents went through these weird, musical riffs. Like I remember listening to Moody Blues at one point as a kid, and Garth Brooks, Billy Joel, Beach Boys, all this stuff. So my musical taste is very wide, just no rap or country.
I love rap. I love rap from the 90s to the mid 2000s, but country, my wife loves country. She's a big country. Whatever. All right. Nice. Very nice. So if you had to stop collecting, would you be satisfied with your collection, what you have right now? And if you started over, would you change up the way you collect?
If I stopped collecting, I would not be satisfied because I don't have everything. Okay. There's still gaps I'm missing in my collection. Regardless, comic books, toys, anything, even movies. I mean, I collect movies too.
Nice.
If I was to do it differently, I would have literally started collecting right from the get-go. Like right when I watched that first video of, TFC Hercules, I would have gone online and picked it up and started from there.
Okay.
I think I'm so late to the game. That's one of my faults. Is there's all this stuff that's been out, like the Fans Toys Dinobots. I'm late to the game, so I have to wait for the reissues to come out for those.
Yeah.
Because I don't want like scalpers or anything like charge me an arm and a leg for it.
Yeah, that's true. Now, would you still collect the mainline stuff? Like I see, you got a lot of mainline stuff behind you. Would you still that, or would you just go straight? Would you just go MP third party kind of?
I would do both.
Okay.
Like Hasbro and third party. I mean, the third party thing is nice. It's that feeling of like a kid. This is what you felt like when holding, in your hand.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Hasbro stuff. I mean, there's so many obscure characters that Hasbro has been putting out, like Trigger Happy, like literally Trigger Happy. Did you ever think we'd get another Trigger Happy toy?
I hope we get a masterpiece.
I'm hoping so too. Like all the junior, Target
mainline,
Masters, junior headmasters, all those guys. Hasbro put them out before third party, and I'm not going to hold my breath for a third party company to do it. So I might as well just pick up the Hasbro one and satisfy that quench for now.
Yeah, good way to put it. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I see somebody hopefully eventually getting to that, because I think maybe some obscure third party company will come in along and maybe drop those three. Misfire, Trigger Happy, and the other one.
Make Toys did that Point Blank, and from what I've heard, it's a great figure.
It is. It is.
Why they stopped, I have no idea. Same thing with the Headmasters. Why they stopped, no clue.
Well, they still got the Headmasters coming. They got they got Highbrow, and they got
Brainstorm
coming. And then I think the Fans Toys they're going to finish off the Decepticons. So we should get a main character of the Headmasters, all of them, eventually.
Better late than never, but I mean, I just need it. I just need it now to satisfy that, craving. So hence the Hasbro stuff.
Totally understand that, man. Totally understand. Cool. Good answer. So if you owned a third party company, what would be your first figure that you put out, and what scale would it be?
Dude, wow. See, I would steer away from the combiners, because that's what everybody does their first time out. Zeta did that, Toy World, TFC. So I would steer away from the combiners. I would literally do an obscure character from a different, not G1.
Okay.
Not G2. Just because I know there's an audience for Armada and Energon and Cybertron and even Beast Wars.
Yeah.
I think we're not done with G1 yet. There's still so many characters we have yet to do, but there's another audience for other stuff. They're mainly sticking with one key demographic. If you've gone to TFCon, there's tons of people that love different incarnations of Transformers.
Exactly.
So there's an audience for it. There's a market for it. So why some third-party companies aren't choosing to do it, I have no idea. But that's where I would go. I would start with Beast Wars, just because that's the next in the line. And I know Masterpiece, Beast Wars Megatron, everybody loves. Yeah. So I would go Transmetal.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I know Tyler's not going to like that. I know he loves his organic stuff, but I know there are some people that I like the Transmetal stuff. I think it's an interesting combination of animal and, mechanics, kind of like, Power Rangers and all that stuff, which is popular back then. So that's where I would focus and see if that sold.
I wouldn't even maybe do fusers. I love the fuse. My favorite one is Quick Strike from Beast Wars. I love the fuser stuff and everything.
See, I like Silverbolt, man. It's that heroic thing.
Yeah. So I think if you did a Silverbolt, I think that'd be a good one to start off. I think a lot of Beast Wars fans would love a Silverbolt.
I could have sworn somebody just teased the Silverbolt.
I think, it was a Tiger Hawk. I think that was a tease. I don't think it's Silverbolt.
Okay. But it is Beast Wars.
Yeah, it was Beast Wars. Yes, I forgot who teased it. You'd have to, Tyler and them would know, but I'm sure they talked about it on Stacy's vlog. But it wasn't. I think it was Tiger Hawk. I think so. That's cool. Whatever as long as we're getting Beast Wars stuff, that's fine. I'm all happy for that. All right, so Transformers has been around 35 years now and everything. Where would you like Transformers to go? I mean, what would you like to see from Transformers to keep you still interested in another 35 years? as far as comics, story wise, or shows or anything, movies?
I just recently saw Bumblebee, and that was
Okay.
I actually like that movie.
I did too.
I would like them to continue that, only because that Bumblebee actually had a story to it. It wasn't just go find the MacGuffin and we're done.
Yeah.
All the Decepticons had character. They had color. You could tell who was who.
Oh yeah.
And I've actually been toying around with a spin-off for Beast Wars, which would be, I think, a great movie, even if they added the human character to it. I know people on Stasis Lock wouldn't like that answer.
Who cares?
But this is my pitch for the end credit scene for the next Transformers movie, if they want to go with the Beast Wars route. So, end credit scene, you're at a zoo. It's 90s, whenever, okay?
Yeah.
And you see this kid and his parents, they're walking up to the animals, and this is the gorilla cage. And you see the gorilla come out. He looks kind of, apathetic and kind of meh, and just kind of, very just, melancholy. And, the kid's going crazy. It's a monkey. No, it's a gorilla. And the gorilla's just sitting there. And the parents leave. The camera goes on the gorilla, and we follow him back into his cave. And you see on the wall of the cave, you see Autobot symbols. You see Cybertronian writing.
Yeah. And
then the gorilla goes off camera. Then you hear the him say maximize and transform. Done.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice if they went the Beast Wars route.
Dude, that would, and you want to talk about people just standing up and clapping. I think a lot of people would stand up and clap.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, that would be the most talked about stuff around the interwebs.
If they stop doing live action, Marvel and DC have been doing really well with their animated straight to DVD movies, and I think if Hasbro went to the IDW comics and took stuff from that and made those into animated movies, like Last Stand on the Wreckers, The Fight with the DJD, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that stuff would sell great.
Oh yeah, I think too. I've always been. I'm really excited for the new Netflix series going to be happening next year with the Siege War of Cybertron. So yeah, if they did straight to video stuff, man, the records, all that stuff, and All Hail Megatron, maybe do something with that. I mean, that would be so nice. I would love that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good step, towards doing that stuff. Because even if the animated stuff sells well, you can do the crossovers like they've been doing in the comics with like Mask and G.I. Joe, Visionaries, Rom, Space Knight, all that stuff.
Yeah,
endless possibilities.
Dude, that ending of Beast Wars you just said, you would literally probably kill Tyler, Dakota, and Dalton, all those. You would literally, they would pass out from a heart attack if they saw that.
I hope my pitch made them happy. Been holding on to that for a while. Now it's...
You ain't gonna make them happy, man. Whatever. They ain't nobody's. So, let's talk about your display. It looks like you display most of your stuff. Looks like some bookshelves or anything. Is that how you all your stuff is displayed in like that, or do you have any details or anything like that? Or
I don't care for the detail. Detail life is not for me. You'll notice I got the Transformers on the Billy bookshelves back there, but those little, it's really funny. The expensive stuff is out of the packaging and displayed.
Yeah.
The little 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe figures I was talking about, those are still in their original packaging, pinned to the wall.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Like you did it like when you was a kid. Okay. Very nice. Yep. So you're not into big detail. I think details they're fine. I had 2 of them. That's it. I think they're more hype than anything. I think I was more excited to get the details when I guide them. When I got them, because when I got them, it was like, they're fine.
Well, originally, it was the whole comic book thing. I started collecting comic books, so I bought the bookcases for the comic books.
Right. Yeah.
And I like the look. I like the natural wood look.
Yep.
So that's why I stuck with them. And you can easily just keep adding. I have to literally get another bookshelf, 2 bookshelves to add more stuff to my wall because, like I said, the SH figure art stuff.
Yeah,
that stuff is taking up room. I'm getting into also WWE figures because I'm a wrestling fan.
Oh,
so,
me too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Great. So you plan on getting more bookshelves?
Oh yeah, I'm planning just doing like I've noticed I like in Bobby Skullface's, sit down Saturdays when it's just him at the camera in front of his bookshelves. I like the way that wraps around. I'm not a fan of the black shelves, but I like the way that looks.
Okay.
Even like around the corner and everything, and
yeah.
So that's what I would go with my stuff.
Very nice. Okay. Cool. Very cool. So if someone gave you $1,000, would you be responsible and pay bills, or would you buy Transformers?
Hell no. I'd buy Transformers.
You spent the whole $1,000 on Transformers. Very nice.
No.
Very nice.
I mean, that's a given. I mean, if all my bills were paid, of course I would, buy the Transformers. But if my bills weren't paid, I would still buy Transformers.
It's like no bills. You're like, I don't need anywhere to stay. I can always have Transformers.
My wife has a job. She can pay the bills.
That's true. That is true. Awesome. Very good. Very good. So, crunchy or soft cookies?
Soft.
Oh, okay. Do you dip them in milk or you just eat them?
Oh yeah, milk is the way to go. Of course, the beard gets in the way sometimes. So if you get a crunchy cookie, you get the crumbs in the beard.
Yeah, it's annoying. I'm thinking about shaving mine off again. It gets annoying sometimes.
You picked the wrong person to say that to.
I know, but it just come on, it gets bothersome sometimes.
It does. When I was in the thrash metal band, I had the Scott Ian from Anthrax long goatee. It's about this long, and I had an unfortunate incident with peanut butter, so that had to go.
Oh, dip it in peanut butter and just start.
I was eating. I was like crackers and peanut butter and something, and it just got everywhere. And I didn't have a dog at the time, so I couldn't, say come here, and just let the dog go to town. So
yeah, I got you. Very nice, very nice. So, all right. So, thank you very much for all the people that came in and watching this great interview. Did anybody have any questions for Mr. Josh? About
how many people are watching?
We only got 11 right now, so for the average. Yeah, I know. Maybe some people like you. They're not coming to see me; they come to see you. But if you have any questions for this guy, definitely about his channel. I am going to put his link to his channel. He is almost at 100 subs, so can we get him there? It'd be really nice if y'all go over there and sub for his stuff. He's really got some good. He just did, like you said, he did a Zeta aerial bots, the Superion, and it's very very straightforward and everything. It's a good one. It's very good. So I definitely would go check it out.
I've actually gotten a lot of praise for my C2E2 haul video. Like the people like in I chat with, brother Kyle and Jed, Vargo and all of them, they really like that video. So I think I'm going to try to do from here on out kind of like a mishmash of like toy review and that kind of video where I face the camera and talk to it. So
well, that's what I was going to ask you. Do you have anything planned? Anything different for your channel that you want to explore or expand to?
Well, I'd like to get more equipment. Again, that's another collection thing is equipment. The GoPro cameras. I was actually talking to you the other day about external microphones. I was thinking about upgrading my external microphone, even getting a new camera at some point. Better tripod, all that stuff, and just trying to see if I can incorporate me looking into the camera and talking, as well as the handheld toy review kind of aspect of it. So I've been kind of debating on that. I'm going to try that with this is kind of like a little behind the scenes kind of thing, but I picked up like 15 packs of the Transformers trading card game.
Okay, yeah, they look really nice. I haven't got them, but yeah.
The artwork is stunning. That's the only reason why I picked them up.
It is, yeah.
And like I was thinking about doing an unpacking of those, like just camera on me, camera at the cards, like back and forth. Just this is what I got here. Look at it and all that stuff. But I got again new equipment. Need a better microphone. Need a better tripod to hold the new microphone and all this stuff. So.
You would be surprised. I went to Best Buy. That's where I got my tripod at, and I got one for like maybe $40-$50, and it's a huge one. You can take it apart and stuff and everything. So it's very nice. You can find that's where I bought my camera at, and it's about a $300 camera. It's not too expensive. It's not bad, but It does the, you know, it does the job. You know, I would love to upgrade. You know, I'd love to get a camera because I love taking photos and stuff. I would love to upgrade eventually, but you know, you just got to work with what you got.
Yeah, like the GoPro camera is great. It shoots good quality video.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, it's just like cell phones. Those things go outdated as soon as the next one comes out.
That is true. That is true.
And the internal microphones for GoPros is terrible. Terrible pickup. That's why I got the external microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But even the microphone I have, again, just like a cell phone, gets outdated. Newer models come out and everything. So I've been perusing Best Buy and Target, and I actually have a camera store where I live. So
nice. Yeah, definitely hit that place up. Rob B asked, "Are you a drum guy or a guitar guy?"
Bass.
Bass. Okay.
Yep. Actually, you can see it. That's my bass.
A little bit. Okay. Yeah.
Right there. Nice. I have not taken that thing out of the case in 10 years, but I was a bass player.
You haven't played it in 10 years?
No.
Why not?
It's the band I was in, man. So the reason why you don't
have to tell him if you don't want to. I mean, it's, you know.
It's an interesting story. I mean, we were in the middle of doing our album. Mm-hmm. We were completely paying for it out of our own pocket. And I'm going to tell you, I was never the best bass player, but I can keep up, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a Trujillo or Les Claypool or any of those guys, but I could keep up. And they told me during, recording that they gave me an ultimatum: get better. And while you're getting better, we're going to be auditioning other bass players.
Okay.
Like, I was going through a bad breakup at the time. I was not taking it well. So these guys kind of, to do that to me, kind of just, it seemed like work. It wasn't fun anymore.
Right.
Like, just doing the reviews and everything. Like, if it's fun, it's not work.
That is true.
So these guys kind of like, stabbed me in the back, killed one of my dreams. And that's reason why. That's the only piece of equipment I have is that bass. And that was the first bass I ever bought. I sold my amps and everything.
Have you ever thought about starting a new band? I mean, maybe get with somebody else, that would actually appreciate,
It has come across my mind. It would just be like those Weekend Warrior just do cover songs things if I thought about it. But it's one of those, these guys that I was in the band with, I thought were my friends, and trust is a big, huge thing. Right. I've actually had people come up to me like, "Hey, we need a bass player." And I'm like, "Sorry, dude, I'm done. I'm retired."
I think I'm not, speaking for everything. I think you should, explore that, because if it brought you joy, and like you said, you were having fun, just like doing reviews, once you start getting to the point where you're just like, oh, I gotta get this out, and you're not having fun, then I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit doing reviews if I get to that point, because I'm still having fun, and everything. So, I think it'd be cool if it was a big part of your life back then. I mean, it's been 10 years. I think you should maybe strap it back on and give it a go.
Yeah, I'm also waiting for like the right opportunity almost. I mean,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
The timing has to be right, and the people that would do it with me would have to be people I would trust and would have to actually listen to me, because they kind of Jason Newsteaded me, and it was kind of a pain in the butt. But
that's understandable.
Yeah,
it hurt. I know, it's cool, but like I said, it's been a little while. It's time to, maybe, just try it again, maybe you like it, because if you were having a good time doing it then, I don't see why you wouldn't have a good time doing it now.
Because I'm older. My back's not what it used to be. My neck's not what it used to be. I can't headbang like I used to.
that is, getting old. Yeah, you had to mention the age. It's like, yeah, you feel, in your mind, you feel like you can do it, but then you get out there and start doing it, you're like, man, I can't do this crap anymore. Come on.
I've also played volleyball for years, so I know my knees are shot,
Yeah. That's true. Okay. I understand now. I understand. Yeah. You're just old. It's fine. Cool. All right. Well, cool. Well, I will say, okay, if anybody else got any questions, please ask. I'll ask my last question, which I always ask. Where do you see SLB Vlog Reviews in 5 years?
Kind of like, so I want to be one of those guys, and hopefully in 5 years this will happen, where someone will come up to me at a convention and go, "Hey, I watch your reviews. I like your reviews." That's it.
Okay.
Like, I just a little bit, like, a little bit of an ego. I want a little. I don't want a Mike Kincaid ego at all.
Nobody has an ego like that. Come on.
But I want to be one of those guys that like come up and like say, "Hey, man, I like your stuff."
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
Sorry, I could have done that in Chicago.
You had no idea who I was in Chicago, man. I walked up to you and went, "Hey, you're Deluxe, right?" And you're like, "Yeah." You're standing next to Robert D too, and we were at Mike's booth, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, I watched your videos." She's like, "Oh, hey, thanks, man," and you just walked off.
I did not. Did not lie. Stop lying. Did I really? Oh,
no, you didn't. We were talking for a little bit.
That's what I was like. I don't do that. Come on now. Now everybody be like, "What an ass." Yeah. No, I knew who you was. I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't put it together. Like I didn't know that's what you wanted. To feel loved. I didn't know you wanted. Somebody to say they liked your stuff. I apologize.
It's like I've been saying. Like it's one of the things I love about these conventions is. I feel like I belong, and I feel like I belong with like the collector group. But there's this other group of like YouTube reviewers that I want to be like, "Hey, man, do you want to? We're doing a YouTube reviewer panel. Do you want to be included?" I'm like,
"Oh, I've always wanted that too." Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be a great idea for a convention. I've got friends who do cosplay, and they're in magazines and all this stuff. I'm like, man, that's really cool. Like, I want to get there. Yeah. Notoriety. I mean, but not like, make it rain. Like I can quit my full-time job,
Yeah. No,
just a little bit of notoriety.
Yeah. Well, now Mike's going to come up to you and say, "I love you." You will. And Jed and everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to Black and Shout, man. Blackout and Shout, man. Give it up for them. Yeah. All right.
And shout out to the Blackout and Shout guys. Shout out to Back and Forth, their sister channel, Brother Kyle and Tyler, man.
Yeah, they're great guys. I actually got to be on one of their shows, and I had a great time. They didn't ask me back. I thought they was going to because I thought I made a good impression, but
I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but I was just on last week's Back and Forth episode.
Was you? Oh, I gotta listen
to it.
I haven't really. See, there you are. You're better than everybody already. See,
they're desperate. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
No, they are not. They got the best person for it, man. Because I thought I made an impression for them, and I guess I didn't because evidently they didn't ask me to come back. So third time, I haven't listened to I haven't listened to the last show, so I'll definitely pick it up.
Dude, their last episode with the Game of Thrones recap was great.
What's it?
That was great. I love listening to it. I actually hit up Jed and I'm like, "Hey, dude, you want to do a Marvel one for when Endgame comes out?" He's like, "I'll think about it." I'm like, "Oh."
You know what? And that's how he probably said it too. "I'll think about it."
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he is, man. No, man, I love it. He's a good dude. He's helped me out a lot. He's tried to help me out with my channel and everything. I appreciate that.
He's helped me out too, man. He literally every time I upload a video or a picture or anything like that, Blackout and Shout, they always retweet it. They post it on their page, and I love those guys for that. Like, it's really funny because from the way it all started was I interviewed Mike at TFCon Chicago 2016.
Oh, really? You did? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I did an interview with him for my channel, and it was just because I saw his videos of the speed art he does with all the recreations.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is really cool. I'd like to talk to this guy, and I thought, he was the shit. I thought this is big bad Mike Kincaid.
Everybody does.
Exactly. As I saw him at the booth, and I'm like, we did an interview. And then I found out that this guy is just like lives in Philly and is like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, he really is.
And he's not really big bad Mike and Kate. He's just Mike.
Yeah, he's just Mike. He's got a better hat too. Vanessa's a lot better. I hope she's okay.
I hope Vanessa's okay too.
Yeah, I hope she is because she's gone through a lot of rough stuff with him.
Yeah. Dallas fans.
He needs to marry her. I know that. That's beside the point anyway. But yeah. All right. Well, dude, I had a wonderful time. It was an honor and a pleasure having you on. And I did not just leave you at TFCon Chicago. I did talk to you. I remember talking to you. So don't be saying that mess. But anyway, thank you so much. Hey, go ahead and plug where everybody can find you and all that good stuff. And like I said, I'm going to put your stuff in the description after the show.
Okay, so you can find me on YouTube at SLB Vlog, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. It's all like if you watch my videos, all that information is in the description. So,
cool. Yeah. Definitely go check this guy out. He's an up and comer. He needs more subs than he has, and he's almost to 100. So let's see if we can go get him to there. I've already sub 20 twice, so I can't do it anymore. I apologize. Sorry. But anyway, yeah.
Thanks for having me on, man. This was fun.
It was an honor. And you're welcome back anytime you want to, man. I love to. And well, let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about, I know you said you've been on, that for 3 times. Have you thought about ever doing a podcast with anybody, with a different group or anything?
So many times. Oh my God. There's so many ideas I had for a podcast. I thought about doing a podcast with my sisters, just, us growing up and everything like that and all that stuff. I had a friend who's really into documentaries who wanted to start up a podcast. And I'm like, hey, dude, I know how to work audio equipment. I can help you out. But that never fell through. I've got a friend, shout out to my friend John Golden, Stuff and Things. He's another reviewer, cheap plug. His videos just got put on marvelousnews.com. So congratulations to him.
Oh, nice.
But me and him have thought about doing like a wrestling podcast. I thought about doing wrestling podcasts. I thought about doing comic book podcast. I've always thought about doing this stuff. It's just that one single thing of trust. Okay. And some people are flaky. They're all gung ho about it. And then it's the midnight hour, ready to go. Something falls through and they can't do it. I'm like, why bother?
Understandable. I understand. Well, you guys got to find the right people. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
I might want to do one. Who knows?
Hey, dude, if you want to do wrestling, let me know.
All right. We'll do. Cool. All right. Well, once again, thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for watching and, checking this guy out. Once again, go to his reviews and everything. He's a really good dude. And, and hit that like button for me. It helps out my channel, too. I like to, get, likes and stuff. And I guess I'll see you on the next round 30 minutes. And as always, hail Hasbro. And good night, folks. Yeah.